worksheet, and then I press OK. So now we have moved to a new sheet, which is the pivot table. So over here, you can click the city, you can click football club, you can click revenue, you can click forecasted, and also you can click actual revenue. Okay, so you can do a lot of magics over here. But if just say I don't want actual revenue, so I can also put an additional one. So we have two different sum of forecasted revenue, but instead I'm going to right click this. I'm going to put as show value as percentage of parent column or percentage of grand total. So if percentage of grand total, this is how it looks like. So now if just say I put percentage, if just say column, so it will appear column. Okay, this is a percentage of column. So now if just say I put percentage of just say parent column or maybe row column. Okay, so this is how it looks. So you noted that over here, this is how it contributes. Okay, so this is how when you insert a pivot table. But the thing is, I'm not going to teach you this. Okay, I'm going to untick this. Okay, I'm going to bring you over here and actual revenue over here. Okay, so with this now we have forecasted revenue and actual revenue. Okay, so now this magic, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a insert slicer. So when I put my cell over here, you notice there's no pivot field, there is no analyzer and design. However, if I put my cell over here, you can see analyze and design. So I'm going to create insert slicer, I'm going to create football club and revenue. Okay, so you have two things, you have revenue, you have a football club. Okay, so you have both. But now what if just say I want to create a graph? So I go to analyze, I go to pivot chart. Okay, so I go to pivot chart, I go to combo, and then you have forecasted, I put it as a line, and then over here I put it as a graph column. Okay, so you have this, and then you press OK. Okay, so now it's clustered, it's too small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click this, I'm going to remove hide all fill button. So now you have this, and then what I'm going to do is, if just say I pick Arsenal, so you'll notice you only have Arsenal data. So I'm going to remove the grid lines. Okay, and then this is how it's going to look like. So with this, okay, you have Arsenal, but now I'm going to just remove these lines, go to format, I just no outline. Okay, so now you have no outline. All right, so I'm going to enlarge it so that it looks bigger. So you have no outline over here. But the thing is, you can't see it in figures, right? So I'm going to put these figures, data labels. Okay, so the data label is over here. And then I'm going to click all this. I'm going to put in accounting format. Okay, this thing over here, I click. I'm going to put data label. Okay, maybe I put this as inside base. So you have your figures over here. And maybe I put this as a different color. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, and then I go to format and I put maybe a light blue. Okay, so now you have the figures over here, all this data over here. So you know that the forecasted is in a dark blue and the actual revenue is in the column graph. So in this case, the forecasted is greater than the actual. Okay, so if just say I put here, okay, I go to this graph. Okay, this is a dot. I press Ctrl 1. Again, I repeat, I press Ctrl 1. When I press Ctrl 1, you are going to format data series. The other way to do it is actually when you press right click. So when you press right click, you can see format data series. So the keyboard shortcut is Ctrl 1. So what you're going to do is you go to this paint, marker options, build. I'm going to put the dash. I'm going to put it maybe 25. Okay, so you have this thing, and I'm going to put in dark blue. Okay, so you have this data over here. So if just say, okay, I remove this and I remove this. So if just say I Control X this and I put in a new sheet. Okay, so this is how it looks like. And I'm going to Control X this as well. And I'm going to put in a new sheet. So this thing over here, I go to options, and if you see column, so I'm going to increase it. So now we have 4 columns. So I'm going to enlarge the size. I'm going to put it over here. Okay, so this is the revenue. This is the football club. Okay, and then I'm going to put this as maybe dark blue. This one, I'm going to put this as light blue. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this. I'm going to Control X, go to sheet 3, and over here I press this. So now you can do a magic. Okay, so I just adjust accordingly. So if I press Manchester City, you have data for Manchester City. If just say this is too small and you notice that your manager can't see this when you share screen, so what you can do, you put on player transfer, it will only appear the player transfer. So if you want Liverpool, it will only appear Liverpool. Okay, so you notice that the forecasted revenue is greater than the actual revenue. Okay, so this is how you do your presentation. Of course, you notice there's a lot of lines over here. Okay, so what you do, you go to view, you remove the grid lines, and now you notice you are ready to make a presentation to your manager.